All right, so we're going to do some chit chat about Cortex. Then over here we have our lovely Pride. She's such sweet girl. One of our arms is a prototype of Cortex 2. So if you have a look at the arm over here, you see the two pieces. And then you'll see the screw at the back over there. So Cortex was a vision which was born from the need to be able to scale our production. So slush casting vinyl, it's a really manually intensive process, which is very difficult to articulate in a way that folks can really appreciate how much work goes into them. So if you take one piece, for example, you need to like pour it into a mold, you need to like bake it in a vat for like X amount of minutes, then pour away the excess, then cure it again, and then cool it down. But before you do, sometimes you need to put the mold onto a centrifugal unit, spin it around for a few minutes, that gets rid of some air bubbles, then put into an air chamber, that gets rid of like more air bubbles. So it can take like 20 minutes just to do like one part. And sometimes by that time you finish, there's like a dot on like the nose, and we just can't use that part anymore. So sometimes they go into like chaos. So it's very limiting into like how much we can make, which is one of the reasons why lots of manufacturers, they don't make dolls this way. They just don't make dolls, basically. They make figures or like kits. So I think we're still fortunate enough to be able to like work with many folks across Japan with casting facilities, and we actually have one of our own casting facilities where we can control the quality on a granular level. So Cortex enables us to make something that looks similar in a much more efficient process, and that process is called injection molding. And so the materials are different, usually involves a few pieces which join together. So you can't take a Gundam kit. If you built a Gundam kit, you'll know that they are quite fragile. If you drop it on the floor, then you'll be crying for quite a while, I guess. And then before you try to put it together. So for Smart Doll, if you drop them on the floor, they are very unlikely to break, but they may come after you at night time. And that's going to cost you more in medical expenses for yourself. And so yeah, you don't want to drop Smart Doll, but they are designed to be like really robust. And so when you're making a plastic kit for something like this, then you have to consider lots of things about like stress absorption, how it's going to be put together, and the different poses it has to endure, and so on and so on. We came out with a version in 2017. Didn't quite work out because we didn't quite know what we were doing. We just thought that we'd make something that we thought would work out, and it just didn't work out. It actually took longer to build a Cortex than a vinyl version. This time, we've got it sorted. We know exactly what to do, and we have the technology this time that will enable us to like make it into a reality. We're going to split out the molds between like arms and legs, body and head. Before it was all mashed into one, which was like really bad news. And then we have like a much better technology for injection molding and a much more improved technology as well. So the first part of Cortex that's going to be launched as a product is going to be the arm, and that's going to be launched as a prosthetic. And because last time we tried to make a human kit, you can't hide the panel lines because they're like right in your face. But now, because we're going for the cyber shell look and feel, the parting lines are actually part of the aesthetic. So we want to accentuate these panel lines. So that's the problem with these cyber shell markings. They need to be painted, but these don't need to be painted. And so I think that's going to be like a really, I guess like a nice charm point of Cortex going forward. So we're going to do the arm first, then we're going to work on the legs. So prosthetic arms, prosthetic legs, and then we can like do the torso. Then we can like do the head like right at the end of the process. So that's about it. And then I'll be like updating my doom scrolling media when we have
Yeah.
updates.
How many years do you think it's going to take for you to get through to the whole body?
I think it's not going to take years because when you like really focus on something, you can give yourself like a few years to do something, or you can say, I want this done in 4 months. If you want it done in 4 months, it's going to be done in 4 months, basically. So the pair body, we've never done something like so fast. And so this was done in like pretty much like 4 months. And I think what helped us like solidify the look and feel of this was from feedback from our community. And they were the ones which really helped guide us to create this. And I do give our community lots of credit, but I also give our detractors lots of credit too. And while our supporters helped push us along, our detractors gave us the nitro we needed to bring this to market even quicker, so that we can give them something worth living for.